Let's go. Boys are back. Big episode today.
Yeah, big episode. This is definitely the biggest physical guest we've had in here. Bobby, how tall are you, man?
I'm 6'4".
Jesus Christ, I thought you were like 7 feet walking through that door.
Yeah.
It's funny. This is the first guest that we know, but we don't really know. You know what I mean? Like, Bobby, no, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know what you looked like when you. That's why when you walked in, I was like, "Oh, that's Bobby Love."
That's hilarious. Man.
It's like I follow you on Instagram, but I don't see many pictures and stuff. I guess I saw some of the live stream with Ryan this past weekend.
Yeah.
On the boat.
Yeah, that was super fun.
So did you guys pre-record that?
Yeah, so we did it about 2.5 weeks ago, something like that, and we got asked to play it actually separately on the same boat, and then we were like, we might as well do it together.
Yeah.
So yeah. It was.
How'd that come about?
They just randomly messaged us on Instagram. They just were like, we have a boat and we have DJs on it. Are you guys down? We were gonna do it on Canada Day, and then I guess there was like a double booking or something. But
oh, it's sick.
That's crazy.
Worked
So they
out.
just set up DJ equipment on this boat.
yeah, on the back of the boat, and it was wild, dude. It was like a day and night to remember for sure.
Had a long one, eh? Good 24-hour bender.
It was a long one. Yeah.
Is that the craziest place that you like? The craziest location you've played ever?
Probably
No way.
up there.
Laissez-faire.
Probably up there, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, laissez-faire gets pretty wild too, but yeah, that was definitely one for the books, man. It was it was long.
How long of a set would you play? Like you're talking about set or just the whole like event like went for a while?
Yeah, like I guess we streamed or recorded for like 6 hours back to back, and then we went probably for like 8 or 9.
Oh, that's insane.
Yeah, and then
That's a good marathon set.
it continued. The party at least continued till
Heck yeah.
ungodly hour.
Well, Bob,
I just want to ask on that note, what was the vibe? Was it like your style, like the disco style? Was it more like some groovy house, like what, or a little bit of everything?
Yeah, like it was a little bit of kind of both, I guess. You know, Ryan's stuff that's a little bit more high energy, and then I tried to mix in my disco-y stuff, and then we just went all over the place, man.
Took him on a journey, eh?
Oh yeah, totally, dude. Yeah, it was all over.
First off, what's your real name?
Bobby.
Bobby.
Yeah,
I figured
I
Bobby,
guess
but
that.
Not Bobby Love. Bobby Walk Up.
okay, I was gonna say because where'd you come with Bobby Love? It's personally, I think it's the sickest name.
Thank you. Yeah.
I absolutely love it.
It's really good.
Bobby Love just rolls off your tongue. It sounds like sick, groovy.
You didn't know Rick's got a bromance with you, apparently.
man.
Rick's been a big fan for a while.
Man, I'm not
love it.
kidding. Those one Sunday, I've been to Laissez-faire twice. I think you played both of them actually, but the first time I went, I said I was gonna have like 1 or 2 drinks, casually go say hi to some friends.
That doesn't happen.
And I think the Raptors were playing. I think it was maybe early January, and I went in just again. I'm not kidding. I said I was having a couple drinks. I got there. I was like, all right. Sat down, had some more drinks, and then I was like, man, this is groovy. Like I'm feeling this.
Yeah.
I literally messaged all the boys. I'm like, boys, you guys gotta come right now. Like we're having a blast.
Or you're like, I think you said like next week, like next party we're going.
We're gonna
100%.
table, blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where'd you start? Like
So yeah, the name was actually just a friend of mine in university would just call me that. Every time I'd walk into a room, he'd go, Bobby Love, every time. And I was just like, I was making music under a different name and a different style. And then I just decided with, you know, the change of sound and everything, I was like, that's too good. I got to use it.
Yeah.
That's great.
And ironically enough, no one has really ever gone by that name.
Yeah,
in
you have the
history of
Instagram
time.
too, right?
Yeah, it's nuts. So.
That's so crazy.
But there was this story on People of New York or something, that Instagram. Have you heard about that?
Yeah.
There's a whole story about a guy named Bobby Love, and it's
Yeah.
definitely read it. It's kind of like...
Is it kind of like too, like, I mean, we can
Too
talk about
intense?
anything on here,
no,
but
it's
is it
long. So it's basically this guy who long story short, I don't know. How am I going to word this?
like, I'm actually really excited to hear this story now.
This guy and this woman are married. They're like in their 70s. This lady is just kind of doing the dishes in her kitchen out of nowhere, and then out of the blue, cops barge in, rush into the bedroom, and arrest her husband. They've been married for 30 years. There hasn't been any problem at all. And she's completely confused. The cops are like, do you know who this man is? He's a fugitive. He's a criminal. Blah, 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 blah. And they go into the backstory. So his fake name was, or either his fake name or his real name, I can't really remember, was Bobby Love. But he was a guy who fled jail, escaped jail, changed his name legally, and managed to meet this woman, change his life out of the criminal life, and they're making it into a movie now. It's pretty
That's
good.
insane.
Yeah, it's wild. So needless to say, I'm like, I got to trademark that shit.
Yeah, big time. The movie's gonna come out. You're gonna get
That
1 million
is
followers
so
overnight.
crazy.
Man, yeah, it's a wild. So it's like a 10-part series on their Instagram. I definitely
I'm about to check that.
Yeah,
that's
that's
crazy.
Yeah, dude, it's wild.
That is sick. So jumping back to you said at university, you came up with this name. Where did you go to university? And is that
I
what you're
literally,
gonna
this is my
ask?
next question.
We're simpatico here, brother.
We're on one
Where
today.
where did you go to university, and like how did you kind of?
I went to Western. So I went to
Oh.
Western for
What?
yeah.
What year did you graduate?
I didn't graduate. I
Oh,
left
what
in
year
June.
were you
go?
there? Yeah.
I went. Fuck. Kind of hard. Can I swear?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you just-
yeah.
All right, cool.
Everyone-
I was just making sure. I don't know. Yeah, I guess it was 2013. This was a long time ago. Fuck.
The reason we're asking, we
Yeah.
went to Western from 08 to 2012.
Uh,
So we
I
might have
think-
just missed each other.
Yeah, I would have started in probably 2012 or 2013.
Wow,
Okay.
just missed each
Yeah,
other.
yeah.
Did you DJ out there as well?
I did, but just not really at their clubs. Just like
More house parties and stuff?
Yeah, more house parties and shit.
And that's how you got into it.
Yeah, like I was doing it in high school with my brother, who kind of got me into it and producing and stuff. And
Are
then
you from the city or
I'm from Mississauga.
Mississauga?
Port Credit,
Oh.
yeah.
What school did you go to?
Port Credit.
Oh, I grew up in Port Credit. Well, I grew up. I
Did
went
you
to
really?
Loyola.
Oh, wow.
And then like when I actually went to university, my parents moved to Port Credit area, so I kind of like partially grew up in that area.
It's crazy
Okay.
that we haven't met. Considering you
Yeah.
grew up
Yeah,
pretty
it's
close
wild,
to you. We
dude.
all
Yeah.
went to Western.
You know Neil Wong.
Yeah, of course.
Obviously, yeah. So I know kind of like a few guys he knows in that area. I didn't go through high school there, so I don't know too many people in that hood. But
What a
yeah,
small
big fan of
world,
Port
man.
Credit,
Yeah,
man. Yeah.
crazy.
Everyone in Toronto is like 1 degree of separation.
Yeah.
you know,
Honestly,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
We're just even talking about like Neil Wong, right? Like,
Yeah.
we
But
had him
also
on,
a
we had
lot
him
of
on.
people know Neil too.
That's true.
Shout out Neil. Shout out Neil.
Shout
Wong.
out Neil
Well,
Wong.
Ryan Shepard too. Like,
Yeah, shout out Ryan.
Shout out Ryan.
We gotta get Ryan back on in studio.
no, we said once because we know about his Hello Sunday parties, right? And we said
Yeah.
like again, great what he's doing with those. We're gonna do one before when he's recording one in a venue, and like they're gonna have an
Yeah,
actual
yeah,
party
yeah.
for it. Because now venues are opening up, especially inside too, right? So
Yeah.
we gotta do like a Hello Sunday disco brunch
Ex-Pals
party or
podcast.
something. Yeah, we'll do a Pals podcast in the beginning.
That's
Yeah,
definitely the play I
Yeah.
think that we're going to try and do.
Yeah,
for sure.
they've
yeah.
already got it planned.
Yeah.
I know.
I don't really know where yet.
Yeah,
you
me
know?
and Adrian Simon.
Kind of undecided right now in
Yeah.
this weird world, but
Me
Yeah.
and Adrian Simon were thinking about throwing a brunch party, maybe at like Daisy or something. So if we do, there we go. A little
I'm
bit
in.
of
Man,
that.
Hello Sunday.
8-hour set.
hell yeah.
Buddy, I'll jump in there.
With
for
G-Von B.
10
So
minutes
Georgie
set.
used to DJ.
How did
Actually.
you?
Yeah, Western. Yeah.
Nice. Where'd you
Owned by
play?
the name of G-Von B. Don't even ask me how it came about.
I feel like I actually heard that.
So I
before.
played. I used to be the resident at Cobra London.
Oh shit.
So I was the resident
Word.
there. Was it third or fourth year?
It would have been our fourth year, so 2011 to 2012.
Yeah.
'Cause
So I
they
was the
opened in
resident on
2011.
Friday nights.
Oh nice.
So Thursday nights, Ollie Shanks.
Yeah, of course.
So Thursday nights was Ollie's party, I think.
No, Ollie was with us on Friday. Thursday was premiere.
Oh, right. That's right. Sorry, I thought
So
I
Mark
associated the
Russell and what was
Derek.
and Derek.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so we did Fridays. I got the residency there. I played mostly there. Like I played like London Music Hall for open up for some of the shows there.
Nice.
Like Block Party occasionally, and I think that was really it. I didn't play too many other venues. Some house parties.
I definitely remember hearing your name
Yeah?
back in the day, though.
Legend.
But I
Damn,
would just
sick.
be a raver at the time. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
playing.
Wow,
Honestly,
disco
it was-
music would have been too ahead. Disco
Yeah,
house.
There you go. Yeah.
Was
Did
it a thing
anybody,
yet?
did anybody play disco back when we were there? No.
like it existed. It's always kind
It
of
was like
been
the small tent
underground thing.
outside
Yeah.
of the main stage or something.
It's like more like in the, I guess it's bigger in like French and like French scene and like Europe and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
totally, yeah.
Especially on the islands, right? Like Mykonos disco houses.
It's more like
Ibiza.
Yeah, but it's more like the Saint
Goal.
Tropez,
That's the
like
goal.
France.
I gotta go there after this
That's
shit's
it?
over, man.
That's
Hell
it.
yeah.
Have you
That's
been?
No, I never have.
You never been to Ibiza?
I've never been to
Oh.
Ibiza. I've never been like to Mykonos or anything. I kind of told myself, if I'm going to play.
Yeah.
But
Good,
then
that's good, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe after this, I'm just like, I gotta go.
Just go, man.
Ibiza,
We
honestly,
go
it
every
is
year.
fun. Like the first time I remember I didn't go for a long time. Like first time I went, I don't even know, it was after university, after my whole like DJ thing.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't want to go for a while because back then it seemed kind of overplayed. Everyone's like going to see these DJs, and I was like, what's the hype? You're gonna go to a bunch of like raves. But then I went, and like the vibe there, honestly, as a DJ, you can appreciate it because it's very about the music there.
Totally,
It's
yeah.
not really about just going to party and everything. Like
No.
people really go to see the DJs play. So yeah, it's
I've been to Barcelona before, and I went to Elro there, the club there. If you've heard about those parties, they're
Elro,
like,
yeah.
they're like a circus,
We-
man.
we
Guys on
did,
stilts walking.
Amnesia.
around.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
fucking mad.
That's one of the best parties in Ibiza. It's
They
like
gotta
the
bring one
OG.
of those here, like
They
Yeah.
did. Montreal.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
Word,
Did you
yeah,
go?
No, I did
When?
Rufus in Montreal. That was it.
I don't know, but El Row is one of the best parties. Like, so it started, I
it's
think, at
amazing.
Amnesia where we went, and it's like one night of
It's
the week.
literally a
there.
circus party.
Yeah, it's like one night is El
All
Row at
day,
Amnesia
all day, yeah.
It's wild.
Confetti every third.
Yeah.
song.
I guess it's all night, right? It like starts at, I guess 9 and goes till 9.
till whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, man, nuts.
Yeah. How did you get into to disco house? Like, how did that become kind of your vibe?
Man, like, I don't know if you guys have heard my stuff that I've released. It's definitely not really disco house. It's kind of more mellow electronic shit.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I just have played a bunch of buddies and me. We throw parties at like Geary and stuff like
Wait,
that.
where's Geary?
Why do I know that?
The street. It's a little bit more, off the grid kind of thing. So I'm
Like
not
I
going to
said
say
that.
the address exactly, but
Okay.
yeah, a place like that. So we book artists from like Berlin and stuff like that. And I just,
Wow.
over the years, I've just, I guess, had a ear for it and collected all the tunes. And then
Yeah.
my, a friend of mine that worked at Laissez-Faire was telling me about they wanted to do this party. And I was like, I'm your dude. Like, let me do it. And
Man,
then
you are
Bobby
there,
loves your dude.
You are their dude, man. Like, 100%. Do you? I guess you know John C as well.
yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, John. So I used to be in nightlife industry years ago, but me and John C used to do some parties together too.
Oh,
And
nice.
he used to do this party, and it's probably one of the most, arguably one of the like most infamous parties in the city at Strange Love Fridays. So Strange
That's
Love
right.
used to
Yeah,
be
I
this-
played that a couple
Yeah.
times back in the
So
day.
it's back in the day. I think
Yeah.
it closed down in I don't even
Strange
know.
Love was 69 Bathurst, right?
No,
No.
Strange Love
Oh,
used
Strange
to
Love
be
was on
college
yeah,
on.
sorry.
I don't remember.
Across
But
from
like,
Riva.
Weldon Park.
yeah, something like that. It was like
Yeah.
a 200 person venue. It was
Yeah, yeah.
tiny, maybe 250. I don't know. It wasn't big, but him and it was John C and John LaBella when they were called the Johns.
Oh, really?
That's what
Yeah.
they went by.
Oh,
And John C's your skinny, pretty looking
Yeah.
skinny guy, and then John LaBella's your like typical pirate looking dude. Like I'm not kidding. I don't know how else I would.
pirate or something, or
That's
someone described him as
people.
that?
Literally, that's how I was described to him, and I don't even know what he's doing. I ran into him a couple years ago, John LaBella.
Yeah,
but I run
yeah.
into John C actually every now and then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually at Laissez-Faire.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. So you said your style's more like the stuff you produce is more like mellow, kind of like
Yeah, like
how would you explain if you had to if people listening, how would you describe it?
Well, I'm
Is it deep
kind of
house? Is
trying
it-
to figure it out for myself. To be
Okay.
honest. So I signed a deal years ago with a major and was kind of just making straightforward deep house kind of stuff
Yep.
back in the day, and then during that period, I guess I just wanted to do something different. So I kind of just started experimenting with tempos and more mellow stuff. Kind of just came naturally, and then after that deal kind of ended, now I've started doing the disco stuff. So I'm like, maybe I should be making more of that. So there's a ton of that I've been making that I've got, but I'm also making that more mellow stuff. So I kind of just want to be eclectic, where you don't really know what to expect.
Just kind of you feel like you're producing a little bit of everything, but also when you play, you kind of feel like in a perfect set or like your ideal set, it's more like not specifically disco or not specifically mellow. It's more like each set you kind of feel what the crowd's feeling.
Dude, straight up. Yeah. Like I play all over the city. I play hip hop. I play whatever, you know, reggaeton, stuff like that all over. But, house has definitely been my first love. But yeah, in an ideal world, I'd like to be able to play, in any 3 given nights, you'll hear 3 different sounds.
What's your musical background?
Well, I played.
Did you grow up playing instruments, piano?
Yeah, I played piano from a really young age. My grandmother is an organist in a church, and so she basically forced us all to play
Sunday mass.
Yeah, do or die. So
Or else you're not getting fed. That's it.
yeah. So we pretty much got pushed into that and did that as a kid for 10 years, and I guess I was like 13 or 14, switched to guitar, and then did that for about 4 years, and then I got into production, and now full circle, I've just been relearning guitar and relearning piano and started playing a lot more of that stuff now.
Have you found it's been tough to pick it up again, or is it like have you lost it? Does it come back easier?
It comes back easier. It's kind of like muscle memory, like you get back to it, but I mean, I don't really think I was ever that good at it, period, to be honest. So I'd like to get better for sure. Yeah. But definitely the basis of that has been fundamental in teaching me a lot about music.
Who are some of your favorite artists?
Right now? Jeez.
Actually, 2 questions. Who's some of your favorites?
Wait.
And then who are some of your inspirations?
Okay, sorry, say that again. First one?
Who are some of your favorite, and then some of your inspirations when making or playing music?
Okay. Genre-wise?
Anybody.
Damn, this is going to be tough.
I actually had a question kind of like this that I'm going to hit him with after.
Okay. Well,
Bobby Love. Honestly, it just rolls off. I feel like it's like you're ready to you got to hear that on the radio. New track out by Bobby Love.
maybe one day. We'll
That's it.
see. Yeah.
It's the dream.
Yeah. I don't really know, man. It's tough. Like I love hip hop. I started making hip hop originally, so I just made like hip hop beats. I still do. I produce hip hop for people. I produce R&B. I produce pop for pop artists and stuff as well. So that's kind of more. I don't really share that a lot, but I do that for tons of people. And so in terms of favorite artists, there could be. Damn, it's tough, dude.
Okay, let me rephrase that. If we open your phone, which artist you have the most tracks from on your phone?
Well, I like a lot of weird experimentally electronic stuff. So like guys like Fortet, if you know who that is. There's also a guy named
Fortet.
Who else? Floating Points is another dude, another weird experimental style stuff. I just think it's more as a producer, like I understand so much about sound design and sonics and rhythms and everything that for me to hear something that I'm wowed by, I feel like that's what kind of catches
That's fair.
me. So for the layman, I don't really know if my taste is going to be for everybody.
Yeah,
but,
no, it's all right.
But I definitely really like Rufus a lot as well.
Oh, heck yeah.
They're sick. Yeah, man. I mean, and then inspiration is kind of the same, I would say. But also there's like a lot of it is underground, like I said. So some of the guys, one guy we booked at our party actually twice. His name's Black Loops. He's from Berlin. He's amazing. He's like old school dude. Older guy, just has like an amazing drummer, but he's super sick dude, and he's definitely been an inspiration as well. Jeez. Yeah, we'll go
That's
with those.
fair. Yeah, okay. I'm sure some more will come up.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
So you're saying like you like more things that wow you. So does that mean like you're more wowed by things that are like unique that you hear and you're like shit, like this is you can't even classify it as a genre? Like how would you describe being wowed?
Yeah, it's kind of just it's just the creativity involved, I guess. Whether it's down to the mixing, whether it's, the sound design, whether it's the rhythm or something, it doesn't really matter. Just any of those things that kind of catch my ear, as opposed to just being like the same structural verse, chorus, verse, bridge, pop structure, song kind of stuff.
Do you find a lot of house music in the last, house has been around forever, but like the proliferation in North America, if you will, was like even from like 08, even a little before that when it started going more mainstream. Do you are you the type that still likes, like you can hear and be like, hey, this is a good song? Or are you more like, all right, I get it, they all sound the same, with reference to like big room or progressive or like that type of stuff?
Yeah, I think music always is cyclical and just things, period, come and go, when there's too much of something, it just at some point it just all ends up sounding the same. So for me, that's why I guess the stuff that's different or weird or new, I'm really inspired by.
Okay.
But I can definitely appreciate like a well-written song, down to the vocals, the lyrics, the chord structures, the progressions, the drum selection and everything, where that is like inspiring as well, right? So I guess it's kind of both.
Yeah, okay. This might be a general question, and like my old DJ skills, producer skills are kind of like fading me. I guess fading is the right word. Do you think that there's more songs that like, so all the songs that go like, whether it's a Kygo or, Chains, all these ones that go near the top of the charts typically.
Yeah.
Do you think more of them they're there because they're well written? Or do you think more are there because it's like the brand and the name and all of that stuff?
It's definitely both.
Okay.
Like in terms of writing a pop song that's good is really fucking hard. Like from experience, it's really hard to do. And so if you can do it really well and you have that song with the structure, the arrangement, everything, not to mention the brand, it's got to be both though. There's no way, there is a way, but I feel like the only way that there's a song that can kind of blow up without having that existing brand is, in my opinion, it needs to be something new, where you hear it for the first time, you're like, what is this? You know? As opposed to hearing another song like a Kygo or Chainsmokers, not knocking them in any way.
Yeah.
But their stuff, you know, you kind of
They have their sound.
They have their sound, right? So it feels familiar. Whether it's a good song or not is where that takes that song to the next level.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, I agree, because you think like any Kygo song that comes out, you know it's going to hit the top 100 Billboard.
Of course.
But
he's an amazing musician.
He's phenomenal.
Yeah.
But it's like, if he's got that banger, that's what the difference between being on top 100, top 10. Like Remind Me to Forget with Miguel. Like, that was, I think, a top 10 one, because, like, again, it was a banger. His new album, again, great album, but I don't think any one song really
stands out as much.
Yeah, stood out.
And that's why I'm curious, because, like, you know, to the point, like, you know, you wonder, like, all these big mainstream songs that get the radio plays, I'm like, you know, you hear one, or you hear the ones that really stand out, you're like, hey, this song is a banger, you know, like, you can kind of hear the choruses and the chords and all that, you're like, hey, like, this makes you feel a certain way, versus some, but then you also see, like, some artists just naturally up there, so
all the
it's,
time.
I guess, part of it, right? But then you get guys like when Martin Garrix came out with, like, Animals, that one was like,
that's a
like,
wowing
what
moment.
the hell? Like,
What
this is so
this?
weird. And that song was, like, everywhere for
That's what I'm
years.
saying, right?
Yeah.
Like, even there's that new, that remix of that St. John guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in Bach Roses.
That
So-
song has 800 million streams.
So we were talking.
It's 8 times more streams than the original track.
Do you
Like,
know that
that's
so the song, the
insane,
original
dude.
came out in 2017, first off.
Yeah,
and
I love that
Imanbach
track,
is
actually.
is like from a small town in Kazakhstan,
so cool.
and
really?
he's like comes from like a family of like farmers. We were
wild,
talking
man.
about this the other day, like just can't, this song
Just put him on the
arguably
map, change
the
his
biggest,
life.
It's arguably one of the
probably
biggest EDM songs of the year.
Oh,
Or I guess
absolutely.
for
Last
sure
year,
this
Thanks
year,
to
whatever it is.
TikTok, man.
Yeah.
TikTok just
and
blew
it's
him the fuck
absolutely
up. Right? Yeah.
massive. And he's again comes from I think it's a goat farming family in Kazakhstan.
That's absolutely nuts.
Like
How did you get into club music?
Yeah, like,
just me and the
just-
goats raving, baby.
Yeah.
It's like all the families with
'Cause I
traditional
think someone was
Kazakhstani
telling
music,
me-
and he's just like in the thing working. Everyone's calling him crazy.
No,
Now he's the richest guy in his
he
town.
took,
Yeah.
I think he took some music class, but I Googled it. And I guess I Wikipedia'd it, so it's not 100% true, but something to do with like a small town in Kazakhstan. I'm like, man, this is insane.
It's wild, dude.
It was
Yeah.
arguably the biggest EDM song of the year.
That's kind of it, though. Is like, you know, things hit in weird ways. Like, you know, you can have a great song written and it's not going to do as well as what you think. So sometimes, like, there is an element of chance involved in that stuff,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Well, having a TikTok viral song, like that's kind of chance.
Yeah.
Like some of them, like, okay, Jason Derulo.
But literally
is a good
now,
example.
the music industry entirely, sorry to interrupt, is the entire industry is everybody's focused on that shit.
Yeah.
I
Well,
just, yeah.
So one person who's done a great job is like Jason Derulo. He has that song Savage Love, and he made it, and he's like huge on TikTok, and he made it with the intention, or I guess he made the dance that he does with the intention of going viral on TikTok.
Same with
And
Drake,
he did
Tootsie
it.
Slide, right?
Yeah, Tootsie Slide, same
But
thing.
see, are those good songs, or are they like?
So
That's what I'm saying.
time
I'm
out.
like,
what
fuck that.
defines a
Like,
good
yeah.
song though?
But that's okay. So to be honest, like, oh, it's subjective. It's different to everybody.
That's what I mean.
But see, you said that he did it for that purpose, which to me would indicate that the song would not have been strong on its own. He did it to try and leverage a social media platform to make the song more relevant. Like, to me, Tootsie Slide, I've heard it one. I think it's, no offense, Drake, like, your songs are sick. It's trash.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's listening
I
to
agree.
this
I agree.
podcast.
I'm not
He's
a
gonna
fan.
hear this. He's gonna cancel us. But I think it's trash. So he made a dance that he knew people would do. That gave it probably a little more. Also, any song that Drake comes out with is gonna be popular as a result of the brand. There's some songs
Yeah,
that
I agree.
But like, see, making a song today, if you really want to hit it big, like, okay, that I'm in Bach one, he probably didn't know it was going viral. But a lot of people probably, like you just said, Jason Derulo did it to go to TikTok to make it bigger. Is that really a good song? I think to answer your question on what makes a good song, a song should make you feel some sort of emotion or feeling.
Yeah, and I think
So
if you're
we-
writing a song with the intent of TikTok, then you're losing the value of what music truly is. It's
So,
like,
but to what you said, you should give you an emotion of feeling.
Yeah.
What if it makes you want to dance?
that's still a feeling, though.
That's what
Technically.
Jason Derulo's song makes you want to do.
That
Or
makes you
to-
want to.
to
That's
that-
not
to
a
that-
feeling. Wanting to dance is wanting to
to move.
Yeah, but to move is not a feeling. It's an action. Like, it's like, what if a song makes you run? Just listening to a fast song might make you want to move. Doesn't make it really, like, I think a feeling is an emotion. Dancing is not an emotion. Like, emotion is like happiness, sadness, euphoria, like those kind of things. But again, it's everyone thinks
subjective,
something
yeah.
different. Someone might hear that and think this makes me happy.
Yeah, because that Jason Derulo
I
song,
guess
do I
so.
like it? No, but I think it's a top 10 Billboard song.
Yeah.
And
I
that
don't even know what
top-
song this is, to be honest.
I haven't heard
I'm
it.
ripping
Yeah.
Jason Derulo. I've never heard this song in my
Yeah,
life. You know what?
I've
Find out.
Pull it up.
I had no idea. My dad
back.
did the dance. My mom's like, "Do you see Dad did the dance?" I'm like, "What dance?" And they're like, during quarantine, we were all on TikTok.
this
Me,
gonna
my
get
mom, my
taken
dad,
off?
right?
Yeah.
And we were having we did some funny videos and stuff. This is a song. Put it in the mic. Put it in the
This
mic.
is trash.
It's a top 10 song right now.
That's like what's like a harmonica? Or not even.
That sounds like a fake saxophone or something.
This is not
It's
a
a
good
top
song.
10 Billboard song.
I can stop it there. That when I heard the first,
Let's
Bobby,
pull it
tell
up.
me I'm wrong.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyways, it's subjective.
Yeah.
I guess. What are you looking up here?
I'm just
I
pulling
don't
up
care
the-
if it's on the billboards.
But if you think that's a good indication of how well liked the song is.
Yeah.
Nah,
I
not
mean, I don't
necessarily,
know,
'cause
but
you know
that's the thing. Everybody's music taste is different. Right?
I think
Like,
it's different. I could be
completely
wrong about this, but I
subjective.
think where TikTok or Reels, one of them, does different is that when it gets a stream on TikTok, it counts as a stream on Spotify, which no other social media platform has done before. So making it a Billboard song just means a lot of plays, right? That doesn't mean it's a good song.
TikTok
I don't know how it
accounts?
works.
I think so.
Wow.
I heard something recently that I don't know if it's TikTok. I think it's TikTok. If you get a play on TikTok, this is gonna for sure it's wrong. But when you get a play, it counts towards like your actual count of like your like
Your
Billboard.
I know it
count.
does.
Well-
I know with streaming, they've officially done that for
Yeah.
sure.
But
Or
isn't
maybe
it the
it's
same as
YouTube, I don't
Instagram
know.
though? Because it's like Instagram
Right. So what I'm
music
saying
and
is,
TikTok
if
music?
TikTok is the number one platform, social media platform on in the world right now, and it gets a lot of plays and shares, doesn't make it a good song. It means it's shared a lot.
Yeah, so it's
Anyways,
number
this is
one.
going on- I
It knocked
fucking hate-
off the Baby's Rockstar for number one in the UK. I can't
crazy,
find. I need
man.
to find a. Mind you, that song's a banger too.
All right, enough
Rockstar.
of Jason Derulo.
Yeah, enough about Jason Derulo
I
on
honestly
TikTok.
like.
Yeah.
But he actually did have a banger. Sorry, he had a banger one summer. What song was that? The one that we used to get made fun of for singing?
Cheerleader
No, that's not Jason Derulo. Anyways,
Derulo.
I'll remember at some point. But
that we got made fun of for singing. I get
we
made
used
fun
to
of for
sing.
singing
We
every
used to do
song I sing.
Snapchats too. We used to,
Yeah, Cheerleader was my
No, it's not
Snapchat
Jason
song.
Derulo. Anyways,
Whatever.
Back to Bobby Love.
Bobby Love. Bobby Love.
Okay.
Did you have one? I was gonna say, what's your
Yeah.
favorite show that you've ever been to?
Favorite show I've ever been to. When I was in Barcelona, I went to one Elro party and then another one. The first one we went to, we got picked up by a bus in Barcelona. We had no idea where we were going. They said dress warm. They drove us 4 hours in the bus to another region, or I don't know if it's a region or a different country. It's called Andorra,
It's a different region.
and it's in the mountains. And we were on a helicopter pad, and we saw Jack Master and Honey Dijon play out of hot air balloons.
What?
My ex-girlfriend and I. Yeah.
But how did, hold on, Gav. Now I have a lot of questions with this. How did you figure out about this party? Was it like?
Yeah, I just went on a. There's a website called Resident Advisor.
Oh,
Yeah.
And I went on there, and I was just like, we were in Europe. This is the first time I went to Europe, so I was just like, I want to see if there's any cool events going on. And then I just saw this one, and it was like limited capacity, recommended tickets, and all it was this weird animated ad of like hot air balloons and shit. And I was like,
And you're like, all right, I'm in. Hot
I
air
was
balloons.
like, okay, I trust these Elro parties are pretty wild. And then I saw the hot air balloon thing. I'm like, this might be worthwhile.
Yeah, but a 4-hour bus ride, like I'd be like,
Yeah, it was bad. It was
like
bad. People were
I'd be hungover
smoking
by the
on
time.
bus.
I'd
and,
be
like,
hungover by the
4
time you get
hours.
there.
Yeah, we had no idea where we were going. So we could have been 30 minutes to the beach. Could have been an hour away or something.
Do they tell you like, hey, don't drink too much beforehand because then you'll pass out in the cab or the
Dude,
bus ride?
people were doing everything under the sun on the bus.
Come on.
There was Spanish people and English people from England, and they were both like almost in a fight because the English were just smoking cigarettes on the bus. We get out at a gas station, and we were just like going to get some snacks or something. The bus driver was so fed up with everyone, he almost drove off without us. My ex and I had to like run up and like slam on the door to get in.
on.
I swear, yeah, it was wild.
And then you get this part. Okay, so then walk us through this. Because then you get to this party 4 hours later.
Yeah. Best
And,
thing
like-
is this. My ex-girlfriend at the time was like, I told her it says dress warm. She decides to wear flip-flops. We're in the mountains. It's raining. It's like the climate change would be like, it was probably 30 degrees in Barcelona, and it was maybe 11 degrees on this mountaintop, and it's pouring rain. She's wearing flip-flops. She's having the worst time of her entire life.
Obviously, yeah.
And
You're having a blast.
I'm loving every minute. I'm like, I got shoes, bitch. I'm fucking good to go. Yeah, like it was wild.
Bucky go.
Yeah, but then obviously she's having a bad time, so I was gonna have a bad time.
Naturally, because if they're not having fun, you can't have fun.
Exactly, yeah. So I had to, use my brain and think of something to do. So I just in Andorra, nobody speaks English. We're on this helicopter pad, and there's only one building on the helicopter pad, and it's where I guess the pilots are hanging out. So the first aid crew, all that is there. And I just basically figured, okay, we got to go inside and go see if maybe somebody, like one of the people working the staff or something, has an extra pair of socks. So we go, I use Google Translate to get into the building. I buy the socks off the bartender for 40 euros.
Shut up.
I take a plastic bag, put the bag on her foot, and then wrap the sock over top. And then we managed to have an amazing night the rest of the night. But it was like...
Cost you 40 euros, though.
I was like, damn, I can't believe
Most
I figured out how to do that.
Most expensive pair of socks ever.
Oh, and immediately tossed out as soon as you get on the bus to go home.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
How long it was like a 2-hour set? Did this like go for like...
No, it was a full thing. So it ran... Basically, we arrived at like 8 or 9, I think. We left at 2 in the afternoon, and we got there around like 8 o'clock, I think.
What?
Yeah, it was crazy. And then when we finally got there, they said buses start leaving at 12. So you were basically stuck there for 4 hours. And this is why I kind of had to, troubleshoot MacGyver it pretty quickly. But yeah, we were stuck.
This is the story I needed today. You know what I mean? This is a good story.
It's pretty wild, yeah. But worked out, and then we just ended up bussing back, falling asleep on the bus, and
that's it.
Then we went to the actual club Elro the next day, which was pretty wild in itself. That was the real circus. I mean, that was a circus in itself with that story. Like, shit, but yeah.
Georgie, what's your favorite show you've ever been to?
There's probably Elro and Amnesia, honestly, was one of my favorites because there was a song, like, I don't know, there was the energy in there. And I remember, like, a couple months later, I heard, like, I would, like, have this, like, beat playing in my head. And, like, I was like, I know this song. I tried to find it. For, like, months after this party, there was one song. And it was by, by Jack Beats or something. Anyways, I ended up finding it. But that party was, like, the vibe and the energy. And it's, like, very bouncy music. I saw Black Coffee play at Void in Mykonos, which is pretty sick.
Wow, dope.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, like, big ones, Kygo at Open Air Festival was wicked.
Yeah, that was a sick one.
And seeing, who was it, Matoma or DJ Snake at Coachella? DJ Snake brought out DMX. He brought out some Spanish, I don't know, he brought a bunch of people out. DJ Snake is, like, notorious for that. But so that was, I don't know, there's a few that come to mind.
Yeah.
That's wild, man.
I don't have any stories like being on a helicopter pad and fucking getting stuck in the rain, but...
Yeah, I mean, that was bittersweet story. It was more, the story is pretty good.
Yeah.
The time was fun, too, but, like, that definitely put a...
That's a good first trip to Europe story.
Yeah, it was pretty
That's like, the movie Euro Trip?
The first time we went to Barcelona, we had my first time in Barcelona was that time that guy bought us like all that champagne or something, like some random dude.
We've never told that on the pod.
Yeah.
So it was, we go to Europe almost every summer.
What club
right?
is it?
Yeah.
Opium.
Yeah.
So my birthday falls on Labor Day weekend basically every year. So we usually will leave the last 2 or 3 weeks of August. So we usually leave around the 20th and we aim to come back around my birthday. So maybe like the September 10th. So we do about 2 to 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. So we always end up in Ibiza or Barcelona because that's the closest place home to fly from normally. So we just did Ibiza, I think. And then we had 2 or 3 nights in Barcelona. So we're 4 of us. It's me, George, my brother John, and another one of our buddies or ex-buddies, I guess. F that guy.
No, I'm kidding. Come on.
Ex-buddies.
Yeah. So he said ex-girlfriend. I think ex-buddies
Couple
too.
exes in Barcelona.
The story of exes.
Yeah. So
on this episode of the Pals.
So one day we're like, let's go to Opium's, I guess, the big club in Barcelona.
Yeah.
So we said, let's go. Okay, you know what? It's my birthday. Let's get a table. So we're 4 guys. I think it was like 1,000 euros or something. We're like, yeah, whatever. It's not bad. Not a big deal. Whatever. 1,000 euros. So we get a table and then we get there. And it's like way in the back.
No, it was less. It was like 500 euros, and we're like, let's save some money. And they put us in a table. So this gold table was the size of our booth.
It was
and it was a row of those, and they were just all dudes. Like we looked down. I'm like, okay, we like
the
this
worst time ever.
I'm like, this is Ricky's birthday. I'm like,
25th
guys,
birthday or something.
We cannot be back here. Like the next booth up was like maybe 1,000 to the front row or something like that, a little more.
So yeah, we're like, you know what? Let's just do it. Whatever. It's like our last night. We just won't go out tomorrow night. We'll do a nice dinner instead. So we upgrade. So we're basically like the second or third best table in the club at this point.
Yeah, well, they said, or maybe it was a little more than, anyways, maybe a little more than 1,000, but they said like you can go to this one, or there's like one left on the dance floor, and it's like elevated. You're literally like in the thick of it. Like it's one of the prime. There's like 4 of these in the club. So we're like, let's just do it, whatever.
Yeah, we get this table, and the guy beside us, it's one guy, and then I think his girlfriend and her friend or something. So there's 3 people on this table, and they got like 3 magnums, like a whole bunch of champagne, whatever. We're sitting there, and we're just 4 dudes, right? So we're making small talk, because again, we were pretty early. It's like only midnight or something. So the dude turns out he's from like San Fran. He's like some like, I don't know, trust fund kid or something.
He said he repaired cell phones for a living.
Yeah,
or
something
something
crazy. Like,
Guy's
just like
wearing like a $25,000 watch. And has like just like probably $20,000 worth of booze on his table.
It's a lot of cell phones.
So he looks at us.
Literally, he's like, I repair cell phones. I'm like, okay.
So he looks at us. He's like, what are you guys here for? It's like, oh, it's my birthday, kind of end of the trip. He's like, all right, hang tight. All right. 5 minutes later, sends out.
No, that's not exactly how it went down.
How do you remember? I don't remember.
I remember because I remember why I remember that night, because I was talking to the girl in the booth, and I don't really want to say this, but like I was just talking, making conversation with the girl, and I didn't realize it was the guy's wife. So I didn't look at her hand that had like this massive ring. I'm just talking to her. She's sitting next to me, and the guy's like looking at me. Comes over. He's like, "Hey man, that's my wife." I'm like, "Sorry man, like just like
Honest
talking."
mistake, yeah.
But like really, I was like talking. So the wife's like, "No, they're Canadian. They're nice. He didn't mean anything." I was like, "Thank God." So that happened early. Then John came over, and I thought John thought I was gonna get in a fight. So John and him started like being like, "Whoa, what's up?" I'm like, "No, guys, like it's cool. We're all cool." And the guy's like, "Okay, sorry, my mistake." John and him started like talking for like an hour. They just hit it off, and now it's like 3. Like this is like later as the night goes on.
Later. I remember later.
And the guy was like handing us his bottles now, because like there's 3 of them. Like we can't finish it. So he's like handing us. I'm like, "No, man, like it's fine. Like we have booze here." He's like, "Do you guys like champagne?" I'm like, "Yeah, whatever. We drink it." He's like, "Here, drink some of this." And I'm like, "Okay, you had like Dom or something." And he's like, "You guys like champagne?" We're like, "Yeah, I guess. I mean, we'll drink it." He's okay. Hang on a second. I'm like, "Man, like don't get us anything. It's fine." He's like, "No, just hang on. It's like 3:30. Like the club's starting to clear out a little bit." And like then 5 minutes later, we see a train of like champagne bottles, like magnums of Moet coming through, like 7 or something. And he basically,
I thought it was 3 because we each had one except John.
4 and a bottle of Cristal at the end that he took.
Oh, because then John came back and he's like, "Why didn't I get one?" And he was like, "Hang tight." Ordered him one.
Okay, maybe it was 3, but he also ordered a bottle. Anyways, it was like, and we're a lot younger too, so like you see this, you're like, "What the hell?"
It was a lot. Like I have a picture of me just.
And he
holding,
handed
like,
us each a bottle, each a magnum of Moet. We're like, "Dude, what are we gonna do with this?" It's like we're leaving in 30 minutes. And he's like, "You better drink it. I'm not wasting that money. If you don't drink it, I'm gonna like pour it on you." We're like, "All right, man. I don't know. I can't remember if we drank it. Maybe we did because I don't remember the whole rest of the story." But
that would make sense.
Yeah, I remember the story differently, so I obviously don't. I drank mine. I guess.
That's how I remember it, at least.
I remember John didn't have one.
I think we walked out of the club with a couple or whatever.
Probably. I remember John didn't have one. He looks, he's like, "Where's mine?" Like jokingly. And then the dude's like, "All right, one more bottle."
Yeah. And then I was like, "Yo, you sure you just repair cell phones?" And he's like, "Yeah, man." I was like, "All right, true."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for the.
He works at Apple as like the chief repairer. Or something.
I don't know, man.
Exactly,
like that was a pretty. That was our first night in Barcelona. That was pretty.
That
crazy.
was a crazy one. I think when I think of crazy parties too, I think about open air, the broken nose / like when I remember I fake worked there.
Oh,
where's open air?
So they do them a bunch of places though. I think there's like open air is like the name of the festival. They do the one we went to was in Zurich, Switzerland.
Oh, sick.
And the second night we were there, we were pretty lit, and I basically snuck backstage.
So stupid.
And like I'm on one at this point, and I'm like not even wearing my shirt at this point too. Like I'm clearly like wasted, and they're like, "Oh, you can't be here." I'm like, "No, it's good. I work for Open Air. I'm the social media team." And they're like, "Oh, sick." So I'm backstage with like the food vendors, the bar, like behind the stage, and I'm just videotaping everything. Like, "Man, you can't be here." I'm like, "No, it's social media. Like, I'm good. I'm out to be here. Smile." And they be, "Oh, yeah." They grab me, like, smile, like, give me burgers. So then one security guard came up to me, was like, "Yo, man, you gotta go." And I'm like, "No, man, I'm social media. Like, it's cool." He's like, "No, you gotta go." I was like, "No, you gotta go. Like, I'm social media." He's like, "Bro, get out."
That's an aggressive
grab
stance to take when you're lying.
So
you're really committed to that one.
So I walking out. He doesn't look. So I grab a bottle of
Captain
Morgan's. And I find Georgie.
that.
It's just me and Georgie at this point.
No. Okay, finish your story. I'll tell you, this is the funniest series of text messages I've ever gotten in my life.
We meet each other up, and then we're like, "Hey, we can't just drink this straight. We need Coke, right?" So he goes to the bar to pick up some like bottles of Coke, and we come back, and security grabs me. They're like, "That's it, you're out." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "No, man." He's like, "You stole this." I was like, "What are you talking about, man? I bought it." And he's like, no, you gotta go. So as I'm getting like basically grabbed by my neck by like a security guard, and I'm texting George, I'm like, yo, I just got caught. Like, what do I do? Do I run? Do I stay? Do I like, what do I do?
Sorry. Yeah, no, you mixed up. Anyways, that's kind of what happened. But it was the funniest thing I've ever seen because I'm like, well, on the other side, they actually got caught in the actual thing with the booze. And you meant to meet me. You ran, not when the security caught you. You convinced the security you bought it. And you're like, okay, let me back up a sec. Sorry, because this was funny. You were like, I'm behind the booth. I'm like, Snapchat. You were sending me Snapchats.
Yeah.
And you're like, shit, they're on to me, ... And I was like, first of all, I'm like, how's this guy texting and stealing booze and recording? And then you're like, I'm making a run. Should I run?
Yeah.
Should I fight the security guard? And it just
So
didn't roll. And I was like, Rick, I had no idea who he was. So I'm like, fuck you.
Multitasking.
I eventually got kicked out of the backstage because I didn't have a pass, nothing. I'm just like a normal tarpless dude at this point. Like, clearly drunk, but like whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm on the like in the dance floor, like I'm in the main area of like the festival.
You ran back at Dylan Francis. You ran back, security grabs you, and you convinced him, which I was super impressed that he convinced security paid for it. And they're like, where'd your booth? Where'd you pay for it? He's like, no, I swear, right there.
Yeah, so I literally look at the bar, I'm like, that bar right there.
yourself backstage.
Wait, listen. They're like, man, we don't sell bottles. I was like, look, I'm from Canada. In Canada, North America, bottle service is a real thing. I'm like, I gave that bartender, like, which one? I'm like, bro, they all look the same, like blonde, blue-eyed. What are you kidding? I'm like, one of those men at that bar, I paid 100 euros. If you're gonna steal the bottle, give me my 100 euros back.
And the guy kind of felt bad.
So they called like their manager or something. So he's like, look, man, you gotta go. I'm like, man, I'm not leaving. If that is this BS.
He's like,
I'm Canadian. We're the nicest people. I'm like, if you're gonna take my bottle, I want my money back. He's like, okay, hang tight. Goes, grabs the like a little plastic cup, pours out this basically an entire bottle into like a cup like this, like
a jug, whatever.
Yeah, like a regular cup. So I find Georgie back, and I'm like trying to tell him this whole story. I'm like, I'm on
your
one.
tree.
Yeah. But that was
the funniest series of I thought I was gonna have the Bills guy to jail in Zurich, and like.
And then the next night I broke my nose.
Like in Zurich?
Probably nice.
Sweden.
Probably
Switzerland.
Gorgeous.
I'd imagine.
Was this the night before I broke my nose or after?
Same night.
Is the same night that I broke my nose?
Yeah, we're in the Dylan Francis mosh pit.
Yeah, Dylan Moss.
Man, I have a better memory than you, I think, because I remember it like almost same, but it was like right after. They just took a crazy turn that night.
That was a good trip.
Anyways, a crazy
Bobby Love.
I got another question to hit you with. What's your dream set to play? Like one party or one set or one show or one club?
Probably, like Ibiza or just pretty much anywhere in Europe, man. Mykonos, Ibiza, just those vibes.
Scorpio Sundays.
Let's go.
Imagine him playing Scorpio Sunday. Ooh.
That'd be groovy. Yeah. That's a great party.
Somewhere like that would definitely, it's the dream. The music there is just so much more well received. I think. Like,
people appreciate it.
Especially for the sound that I play. It's like, it's much more.
What's the best, like your favorite show you've ever played?
I did play Dreams last year, which was pretty sweet.
Oh, that
was
sick.
Cool to play. Yeah.
Bobby Love just sounds like a headliner name too. Like Bobby Love. Love it, man.
And then
Ricky Love.
That's not as good.
Definitely
not as good. And you were not musically talented.
No, zero.
You were like musically illiterate.
Yeah, honestly.
Like, yeah. Anyways, I can tell you every song on Ricky's Spotify or iTunes, whatever you have right now.
I got like
pretty
6
much Kygo. What? Okay.
Jason Derulo.
Yeah, honestly.
No, I don't like that song.
One that's like, girl, you're the one. Want me, whatever.
That's Jason Derulo.
Yeah.
Want you to want me.
We had 2015. It was like, we always Snapchatted it and everyone mimicked us.
I guess I got a bad memory. I guess
your memory is failing you, buddy. You're reaching past your peak right now. All this partying and kicked in the face at parties is catching up to you.
A couple broken noses.
Yeah,
he got booted in the fucking face. After he sold that bottle, we were in a mosh pit. I got to finish
this is hours later. Yeah,
you got kicked in the face.
So let's tell the story.
There's like, we're at Dylan Francis at open air. This is like immediately after he convinces the security guard, gets the bottle, pours in. It was a water bottle or something, whatever,
no,
something
like
big.
A cup like that, yeah.
So he's like in a mosh pit. He's like going in, takes his shirt off. I'm like, first of all, why is your shirt coming off? You can go with a shirt on to this mosh pit. So he's jumping around, and I have this video, and he's like bouncing off.
And I'm controlling the mosh pit. Though.
I don't know about that. It looks like you're punching dudes in the face.
I was controlling.
He puts the drink down, and he's like bouncing. He would like take a drink, put it down. Another guy would come in, and then a pinata came out of nowhere.
I grabbed the pinata and I put it down. And as I put it down, a guy went to kick it, but his shin swiped my face,
like square in the nose.
No, it was on the. It was basically like perpendicular. So he's kicking. I'm down like this, and basically his shin just took off my nose.
Yeah.
So I get up and I was like,
Jeez.
instant blood. And I've never been in like an actual real fight in my entire
Can't
life.
see a thing.
No, I literally got up and I just see blood everywhere. And I look at this kid, not a kid, a young man. I'm like,
I'm gonna kill you.
I'm like, you kicked me. He's like, no, I didn't. I punched him in the face.
Yeah, he just goes and smokes. He's like, what? I didn't do it. And then it was
So
like,
then wait,
it was that
so
guy.
I punched this kid, and like he's like whatever, my size, a little bit skinnier, right? It's not like it's unfair. Like you kick me in the face, I'm
Yeah.
gonna punch you back.
Absolutely.
So I punched this guy, and his buddy looks like, man, it wasn't him. I'm like, it was effing you. Punch this guy, and then I'm looking around. I'm like, all right, and everyone's looking at me at this point because again, I'm bloody, just got kicked in the face.
Canadian
and
guy
punched out two guys.
assaulting a bunch of Swiss.
I'm like, all right, where's George? I'm gonna get out of here.
Yeah, we should start beelining out, and then I had
Yeah,
to try to fix this.
I don't even know if my parents saw that story. Mom, shut up if you didn't.
Everyone's
you know,
probably heard that. I think
That's what
everyone
happens
saw
in Switzerland, Mom. That's it.
It's like that. Swiss is like the most like docile country too, isn't
Yeah.
it? They're like the
Like
Geneva
earlier that
Convention.
morning, we're at like a chocolate tasting.
The Lindt chocolate factory. Never
Yeah.
forget.
That's pretty
So, so to jump back to, you said before you were on a major. Are you with a record label now? Do you have anything in the works going on?
Yeah, like there's a lot of stuff. I mean, COVID's kind of slowed it down a bit. I've been more or less for the last year or so. I've been kind of doing more the production side for other people. So I just had a track with Kaisa on her album that just dropped.
Sick.
Her album's dropping actually Friday, so that's cool.
Shout
This will be
out.
out when this is out. Yeah, sick. Everyone, shout out to that.
Go check it out. It's out now.
Yeah.
By the time you're listening to this, the song's out.
And then I got a track.
What's it called? Sorry.
It's called "Love Me With Your Lie," but it's her song. I just produced it, wrote it with her.
Yes.
Sick.
So yeah, super sweet.
Go
girl.
check it out.
Yeah. But did that, and then I got a track with this guy named Elderbrook, if you know who that is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he did the Cola track.
Yeah, yeah.
So I got a track
Oh,
on his
that's
album.
That's a
bang.
cola. He did the cola
Camel
remix
Fat.
or the original.
He's the singer on it.
Oh, that's
sick.
sick.
So I got a track on
That was
his
a
album
banger.
coming out soon.
Wow.
And then just more stuff like that. Just did a new writing camp, just producing kind of everything, right?
Can you?
So,
We had Nick Enriquez on maybe a month ago now, a month and a half
Something
ago, and
like
he was
that,
talking about writing camps. But I just don't. Is it just like you get a bunch of musicians get invited to a place and you just make music together? Is that what they are?
yeah, like more or less, they just I think there was like 60 people worldwide on this one, and they just because of COVID, we all did Zoom, which is super weird,
Yeah.
but it still worked in the end. But anyways,
So what do you do? I guess you're all on this Zoom call and you all just like throw out ideas at
Yeah,
each
they-
other. Like,
they
think
just-
about this sound.
yeah, they just kind of, the people that bring you out for it just kind of categorize you with different artists that they think you might fit with. So they had a songwriter with me, I'm the producer, and then they had a singer that was a songwriter as well. And then we just all write the song and kind of make it on the spot.
Wow, that's
and
kinda
then
sick.
we just kind of do it as fast as we can. And then the onus is kind of on the producer to finish the record. But yeah, that one was kind of more so for syncs, which is for TV and ads and stuff.
Okay.
But then there's a couple that have worked out for the artists as well. Can't really say anything about those yet. But yeah.
When you show up to one of these writing camps, do you have like a couple ideas that you've already got in mind, or is it just go there and go with the flow?
Yeah, so this is the first one I've done. Like, I definitely want to do more. They were telling me they did some in like Nicaragua and Costa Rica, which sounds pretty tight.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, so I'm definitely down to go and do those. Just bring me out, please. Be
Shout
nice.
out.
I love
Shout
it.
out Grayson Matthews.
Bobby doesn't even know that, but that's our thing.
But yeah, where was
finger
I?
guns.
Where was it? What was
About
it?
Nicaragua and Costa Rica.
Yeah, but yeah.
Are you expected to go down to those writing camps? Like, to Ricky's point, do you have to go then? They say like start from scratch. Can you bring stems down or like some stuff you've worked on?
That's what it was, right? So basically, they sent me out an email for each day, and they would do it the day of. They wouldn't tell me who I'm working with. So one day, could be someone huge I'm working with, someone smaller, whatever, and it ranges. But more or less, each day we're kind of given a pitch. So it's they say, this is the type of energy we want to, happy, energetic. Whatever,
upbeat tempo,
daytime upbeat tempo, and they kind of give you a category of certain things they want you to hit when you focus on writing the song. So it kind of helps, as opposed to just being, hey, 3 random people, good luck. Otherwise you don't know what each other's tastes are, or what, it's so subjective. So they kind of direct you in a way where you can kind of dance around that, but it definitely helps. And yeah, it was a super challenging. It was 5 days in a row of just every day was different. So one day I did like some R&B stuff. The next day I did like some more EDM kind of stuff. One day I did like some funky disco stuff, and every day was completely different. So it was, and you only found out when you were in the session of that day. So say tomorrow I was going in, I'd get an email right now saying, here's who you're with, here's the style. So you have no time to really prepare. So
all you do is wrap your head around kind of, okay, like this is what I have to do. Maybe I can try this, but you really can't prepare anything or do anything like premeditated.
No, and it's like, I mean, I generally like to just write with people in person that way. Always. Like I always get asked to send beats, but I hate doing that because it's kind of like...
It's more of a collaborative like approach.
Yeah, and it's just, if you just make beats, not to knock that process at all, but for me, it's more so, I just find it limiting because it's kind of like, it's Russian roulette almost, or crapshoot.
Yeah.
It's like, how do I know that you're going to like this beat, even though I think this beat is the dope? My favorite song, your favorite song, and your favorite song are going to be 3 completely different songs.
Yeah.
So it's kind of difficult to, I feel like I don't know, the success rate is lower than when you're in the room with someone and you just write off of the vibe, the energy, the emotion, the subject matter, and everything. It kind of flows a little bit better.
As the producer, is it so? On that point, like you can send it out, and like if someone has a different vision than you, a different sound, a style, they're not going to see it the same way you do. But let's say you produce like the sickest beat, you're like, this is going to be a banger, or this is going to be like a good groovy track, and I can see where I want it to go. Is that on the onus of the producer or the songwriter? Like,
it's kind of both, because like some songs the vocal is everything. The beat, is just a bass line and a drum. It's like there's next to nothing in it. So it varies time to time, I would say. Like sometimes it's the song is more the forefront. Other times the beat is definitely a lot, and the onus is on the producer. But in general, I think the role of the producer in conjunction with the artist is to kind of hear the finished product, right? Like I can hear it when I'm making it, of whether, it's finished or not, and nothing's ever finished.
Right.
But, when it's at least close enough to release.
Yeah.
So,
and I guess at that point, that's just sending it out, just sending this, like, the beats or the stems or the finished product to say, take this and go run with it. Like it's kind of limiting because like then you have this vision of what you want it to be, and then they're just like, let me guess or let me put my spin on it, and it might change it entirely.
Yeah, there's no shame in that as well. I at least for me creatively, I do this because I love it. I don't do it because I'm trying to just get rich quick, because it's definitely not the way. But I just find it more rewarding when you work with someone, especially when you both get along creatively. Yeah. It's like the tastes, they match. It's it's magic. It's like it's just such a good feeling.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Is there one style, one genre you've produced in the past that you would never kind of get into again?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Hit us.
Just like, before I became Bobby Love, I was under a different name.
What was it?
I'm not gonna say.
Come on,
George, give him yours first.
I told him before Jivan B. Jivan B was actually wasn't bad.
Jivan B is sick.
So Jivan, before I started, Jivan B. Before that, it was Dead Beats with a Z.
Oh wow.
Sick.
Yeah.
Sick. Before that was like, I think I jumped between like Curious George or Gorgeous George or something when I first broke in.
Gorgeous George, baby.
That was
talking about an eagle.
That's like pretty close to Bobby Love right there, man. We should go beat
Imagine a back-to-back Gorgeous George, Bobby Love.
That's
Gorgeous
fire.
George.
I'm in, man.
Honestly, I could probably fuck with some disco music. I think I could. Man, I've DJed in Mykonos, so I think I can do it.
Let's go.
Low key,
George,
after the party, but
George, you were good at reading a room. That's what you were good at.
Near the end. I've talked about this. We talked about that with Ollie. Is that like
you probably know Ollie?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Ollie, I never forget. He's the one that told me like when I first started like getting big, it was like kind of a quick rise. I was playing all these like, listen, I was playing I was opening for like the biggest guys. I opened for like Ingrosso, Calvin Harris, Data Life, like all these guys. Mm-hmm. So I thought I was like, I thought I earned my way there. Realistically, I was a big fish in a small pond. And I'll never forget like one show I'm playing Max Vangelli, like I'm like playing like banger after banger. Max Vangelli's going next, and he taps me. He's like, hey buddy, he's like, do you mind bringing it down?
Bring
a
it
bit?
down
Like,
a bit.
You're like
yeah.
128. You're playing
Yeah.
like all the songs I'm gonna play.
Don't show me up, bro. Yeah.
And Ollie comes over. He's like, yo, he's like, you gotta like, he's like, you're good, but you gotta like read the room a little better and like take people on a journey. And then from that point on, I got a bit.
That's
better,
it, bro. Yeah.
But yeah, man, it could make a comeback. I do miss it sometimes.
Yeah, you find you get the itch
Yeah.
here and there. Like I haven't really DJ'd during COVID. I was playing every weekend, or every week, 3-4 times a week. So to go from that to not DJing at all, it was a nice break for a little bit. But I mean, after playing the boat party with Ryan and everything, and
Yeah.
I just
We're
played-
going to be doing a summer kind of Pals podcast thank you party. So when we do, we're going to set up the decks.
100%.
Got Jivon B,
All
Bobby
open
Love,
for you
Ryan
guys.
Shepard,
George,
Gorgeous
George, and
George.
Bobby Love, baby.
Bobby Love, and Ryan Shepard.
That'd be a sick party.
That would be dope.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm probably not gonna play because I would just play bangers, and you guys would be like, "What the fuck's wrong with this guy?" But on that point of not playing, did you take a break completely aside from that party? And are you looking to are you gonna start playing maybe like some live streams? Do you release any mixes? Is there anything that kind of keep you busy until the clubs come back?
Yeah, like I've just been producing, man. Like I've been just producing for tons of different people, writing stuff for myself, just trying to work things out. Like I got a ton of stuff releasing with a lot of different artists, and then a lot of my own personal stuff where I'm in talks with different labels and people that I'm kind of negotiating which direction I want to go and stuff. So it's all kind of, it's working out, but it's a process.
Lots of
Yeah.
moving pieces.
So that's your focus more so now. Focus on all this stuff, getting as much content, I guess, as you can versus, playing like live streams or releasing like sets and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I've been a DJ for a long time, and I've been a DJ in the city for a long time, and it's fun, and I love that, but I want to be a little bit more creatively allowed to do what I want
Yeah.
and play what I want, which definitely the laissez-faire party is one of those things which I feel super fortunate to be able to given that opportunity. And
that
been-
Sunday party is, in my opinion, the best Sunday brunch party in the city.
Thank you. Yeah.
I will
high
definitely
praise.
say that.
It was pretty crazy, man. Before COVID, it was.
And even the one in February, I was there in February, and
Yeah,
the
that
front
was
window is just all
wild.
fogged.
There's lineups like down
Oh
the street.
man,
Wait, did I zone out there? Did we get the answer of the genre you don't want to produce ever again?
no, and we didn't even get the name either.
I thought we were voting it.
And we
I just
didn't get the
I just
name.
realized, I'm like, wait, did we segue somewhere there? I feel like I missed something. Unless I just
The
blacked
gorgeous
out.
George got us.
Yeah, you pulled a quick one on us. Do you not want to? If you don't want to answer, we
No,
don't
it's
got
fine.
it.
It's fine. I don't know. I kind of did like a little bit of just like the cheesy EDM stuff and
Like big room, like
big
progressive
room stuff. Well, not even progressive. Like progressive, I think is great. Just some of the more corny stuff, and then I went a little bit trancy for a bit, which I wasn't, not the most proud of. But
Okay.
I don't even know if you can find this shit anymore. And then
Is it under your old alias?
Actually, the first track I ever made, I'm embarrassed of, but a lot of my boys from back home, it's their favorite song I've done.
Really?
Yeah,
But
and
like actually,
Like it's their favorite because I think it's hilarious, the song that I did, but it's also just nostalgic, I think.
Okay.
But it was the first track that I actually released, and I did it for my buddy as a joke because he's an actual fan of Creed. He's a big fan. So I remixed Creed at the time, and that's on YouTube, but
Can we find it? Are we gonna?
you definitely can.
I should have like Creed remix.
No,
Creed remix.
It's called
Bobby Love.
No, it's Moniker was my old name.
Moniker?
Which stands for alias. So
Oh, yeah, like a
MONIKER.
yeah, and so I was. If you look up Creed, I don't even remember what song it is.
Creed moniker remix. We'll find it.
We'll find it.
Yeah, it'll be there.
Link in bio. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
that's definitely something I'm. And I don't remember the password to that YouTube anymore.
Just
so.
there
Do you
forever.
know what the problem is? Hey, that
Yes.
happens. Like even our Crown Entertainment Instagram account. So I used to, like I said, I ran a nightlife company called Crown Entertainment,
Yeah.
and we used to have an Instagram account with I don't know, not a lot of followers, a couple hundred followers, maybe 500 or something. But again, when we started the Pals, I was like, oh shoot, I should just take over that
Instagram.
that
yeah.
Instagram. It's mine. I built it. I should take it. So I go to log in. I can't do it. And I'm like, oh, shit. So I messaged my buddy that I ran Crowned with. I'm like, Moretz, what's the password? Because I don't know. You had it. I'm like, okay, well, let's try and I do forget my password. It sends me an email to an email that doesn't exist anymore because we stopped paying for the website.
Yeah.
So it's like ricky@crowndent.com. And I'm like, I don't have that email. So it's basically lost now.
Yeah, it
I have no
sucks,
idea how to get it
You
back.
have a lot of followers there.
Probably like 500. We took the Facebook page and made it like our pals. So I took it. If you go to the pals Facebook page and you scroll down maybe like a couple months, you'll
some
just see all like
photos?
nightclub photos. I was too lazy to go and erase them. Plus, I kind of like them.
Probably gotta clear that, man.
You know what? When we get big, when the pals
good problem
podcast
to
takes
have.
off, then I'll
There you
clear
go.
it.
So, obviously, you talked about production stuff coming down the pipeline.
Yeah.
Like, what's next for Bobby Love? I mean,
Bobby Love.
what do you?
Just more of that stuff, man, and just trying to travel.
Yeah?
Just go work in different countries and work with as many different artists as possible, and just, you know, continue to be diverse and work in all these different worlds. And I just want to be creatively stimulated, I guess, is a way to word it. Yeah.
When you start like these songs that you're working on and releasing, do you, when this happens, does everything kind of go through the label, or do you take it upon yourself to, like, you know, your dreams to play like in Ibiza or Barcelona or Mykonos? Do you then say, like, do you start reaching out to people, or does that, like, how does that typically
I
work?
definitely should do that more. I think I'd
Brady, shoot your shot.
probably be a lot or a lot further if I did do that more. But yeah, I don't know. I'm more or less a hermit, just working in my studio every day by myself or with some people. But yeah, now I have some people help me out in
Nice.
terms of. I think that's kind of the manager's job to kind
Yeah.
of get that stuff going.
It's good. You're a creative, right? It lets you focus on, you know, making the magic and building all that.
It's
And
crazy. I actually just find it like it's like some crippling social anxiety thing where
Yeah.
like I just don't feel confident or comfortable like me flexing myself, you know?
Yeah.
I'd rather like other people, like you guys saying this flattering shit about the party and whatever, like it speaks for itself. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
like my
Yeah, no, it
art
makes
does,
sense.
yeah. So,
well, that's why I mean, like, that's kind of how our dynamic is. Like, I personally, not that I'm creatively talented, but I'm all like, I can do the technical stuff. I like to edit and all that. Like, I don't like making small talk on social
Yeah.
media. Whereas
Yeah.
like Rick, like he'll shoot a shot with like if it's all Donovan Bay, like all these athletes. Like, I don't mind. I can do it, but it's more so like, you know what? I'd rather just like focus on this stuff. I like to be the creative side.
yeah.
That's why we have Chelsea on board now.
There you go.
To
Shout out to
shout out Chelsea.
Hey.
Help us get this thing bigger.
That's it. Yeah, I don't know. It's all
Yeah,
I
well,
kind of have.
Bobby Love, this is the part where we usually start to wrap up. So we want to say thank you for coming on. And,
Thank you guys,
uh,
man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're a
This is
great
awesome,
guest,
man.
and I'm definitely looking forward to when brunch parties are allowed, and real brunch parties, not these ones where you have to sit at your table, you can't mingle, you can't dance, can't do anything. So
Or you could, yeah.
you know, you can get up and enjoy the music and make some friends, mingle, and just have a good time with good energy and good music. So when that does happen, your pals, we will be there.
Let's
100%.
go.
Bells and
Let's
whistles.
go.
100%.
Bells and
Yeah.
whistles.
But we'll
So-
plug it. We'll tell everyone.
Yeah,
I mean,
well-
never mind just that show. Any show, like
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, obviously, we want to get out and see you play, and
I appreciate that,
Anything
yeah.
that comes out too, like let us know. We'll give you a shout out. Like, I don't
Yeah,
want to hear some of that
definitely.
music.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be coming soon. So
Well, we'll
Awesome.
stay
Stay
tuned.
tuned.
But
Yeah.
we've got two questions we normally ask every single guest.
Mm-hmm.
The first, if there is a movie about your life, who would you want to star as you? Damn. It can be anybody from any point in time.
like, what am I basing my opinion off of here? I don't know.
Go.
I've been told I kind of look like the dude from Smallville a little bit. I've heard that in the past. I don't
What's
know if
his
that's
name?
really real at all, but I think
I don't
maybe
watch Smallville.
just out of that he might fit, but out of yeah, let's go with that guy.
That guy.
Do you know?
not
wait,
not
what's
that
his-
he's
what
like
is
the
his name?
dopest dude or anything. Like no disrespect to
Google
him,
it.
but like yeah.
Okay, while he's looking at it, I got a question. If you could give one piece of advice to your younger self, what would it be?
Work harder. Just work harder every day. Just don't, take time for granted and just do it every day, all day, as much as you can. I wish I did do it more earlier when I started doing it and just worked harder earlier on and whatever. But
Sound advice.
yeah.
It is.
Coming from a guy who said he's a hermit, locks himself in the studio, saying to work harder.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm doing it now instead of,
Yeah.
touring.
Yeah.
and
Well, that's it,
stuff,
man.
but
Keep your nose to the grindstone. I'm sure it's gonna.
That's
it's
it,
gonna
man.
come
Yeah.
off.
The guys from Smallville is Tom Welling.
There we
And
go.
I can see it.
A little bit. I mean, I don't know.
The eyes, yeah. I can
I don't
see
know.
it.
Yeah. He's got a big head. I got a big head.
No, this guy's got a big head. George
This thing's on like 2 straps. I don't know.
That's me too. That's me too. Yeah, bro. Yeah,
Shout out. Let's go.
Bobby
Big
Love.
head, big brain. That's how we're creative,
Yeah.
buddy.
that's it.
Gorgeous George and Bobby Love.
Back to
back
B to B,
back.
baby.
Bobby Love. People want to find out more about you, what you're doing, new music. Where should they go?
Instagram at Bobby Love, Facebook Made by Bobby Love, stuff like that. That's pretty much it.
Well, we'll share all the
Sick.
links.
Or Spotify. I'm
the
on
social
Spotify,
media, yeah.
Apple Music, all that stuff as well.
Oh, share all the links. Sick.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Wicked.
I guess that's it. Again, thanks again for coming on.
Yeah,
It's been a
appreciate it, boys.
blast.
Some good
And,
stories.
yeah, man.
I'm definitely ready to like get out and go like dance in the
Oh
party.
yeah.
Oh man, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm stoked.
Let's get some Jason Derulo on and go party.
actually, Ryan and I are playing up in Muskoka this weekend.
Shut up.
Yeah, we're gonna do another live stream. We're playing on a rooftop of a taco place
Heck yeah.
What day you guys can you like? What day of the week can you?
on Sunday. We're
I
doing-
actually might go up north this maybe on Sunday for the day. Maybe I'll drive by.
Get
just
up
pump
there,
outside.
yeah.
where are you going?
My parents got a place up at like Simcoe, so it's
Okay.
not that far up. But
We're at Port Carling, so if you
Okay.
can make it out, then let's
There's
go.
I'll just
probably
be
only-
that one fan.
Yeah, there's probably only like one taco place in Port Carling too. So
There is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Pretty
on the
sim-
water. It'll be cool.
well, the
yeah.
sound travels too on the water. Good,
We're
right?
excited. Yeah.
That's so sick.
Yeah,
man.
Fuck, I miss DJ.
All right. I guess that's it, Bobby. Again, thanks for
Sweet.
coming on. It's been a blast. And signing off, pals.
Peace.
See you later.